Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. You guys say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapters so you can mount it to any standard AR-15, like all accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, try to get 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Ford updating the Bronco pricing. Now it's no longer available for under $40,000 anymore. But it does come with a myriad of recalls, so there's that. Now, brought to us thanks to Caleb Jacobs over at thedrive.com. And they say, quote, you can't get a new Ford Bronco for under $40,000 anymore. Ford just rolled out a new wave of Bronco pricing adjustments, also knocking off $10,000 off the Raptor's MSRP. It's supposed to be the top of the line off-roading machine, which, yeah, spoiler, they're not selling too well. Now, here you can see the base. You can actually kind of see, it is kind of cool to see a coupe SUV. That is pretty rare these days, and gives Ford some credit. They do offer a stick shift, which is, I was about to say rare. That is exceedingly rare these days. I believe it's the only SUV you can get in the United States new that comes with a third pedal, though they should all come with that by default. Now, they say, quote, there are winners and losers in the new wave of Ford Bronco pricing adjustments. Bronco Raptor, for example, is now $10,000 less, bringing it back down to where it was for the 2023 model year. And on the other hand of the spectrum is the two-door Bronco base, which went up from $39,890 after destination to $40,990. In turn, the sub $40,000 Bronco is gone. The entry-level Bronco pricing has flipped up in the past 2 years, first with the removal of the base trim, and then again with the reintroduction in 2024. It's still around today, though, a $1,000 MSRP increase and a $100 uptick from the destination fees pushed it above $40,000. This isn't a huge jump, especially compared to others we've frequently reviewed, but it crosses the threshold and makes it noteworthy. If you're about to compare this to the Bronco's roughly $30,000 starting price at launch, just remember the world wasn't the same as it was in 2020. That was also a good way to make sure they sell like hotcakes. $30,000 for an SUV new? That's a pretty good deal. Though again, it is a Ford, and Ford has had over 60 recalls thus far. It's about halfway through the year, they've got 60 recalls, which is more than 48 more than General Motors, which is also saying something. They say during the pandemic, they're still ramping up. There's no telling how it would continue to affect the supply chain economy at large. Bronco base is also slightly better equipped now with a standard 12-inch gauge cluster and additional sound deadening. They also note that the newly adjusted starting price of $40,990 gets you a Bronco with a 2.3-liter EcoBoost Turbo 4 with a 7-speed manual transmission, which is glorious because, again, those are all too rare in SUVs these days. The last cool SUV, if I were to win the lottery and want to buy, would be the 2009 Porsche Cayenne GTS, which had a V8 with a stick shift in SUV, which is so cool. However, I think they only imported like 290 of them, so there's not a lot of them around. Now, they also know that you get that with a 4.46 rear axle ratio, you can expect a 10-speed automatic for $1,795. Imagine paying more for so much less fun. There are plenty of off-road upgrades available with the base as well, though effectively all of them are locked behind the 8,460 Sasquatch package that adds a comprehensive list of improvements from the front and rear locking differentials to 35-inch tires, taller suspension, position-sensitive Bilstein shocks, a 4.7-final drive, and more advanced 4x4 system. Meanwhile, the Bronco's Raptor new, geez Louise, even at this price, it's comical. The new $81,990 price narrows the gap to the core Bronco lineup. Ford spokesman told The Drive that this was the main motivator for the adjustment. Quote, the new two-door only Bronco strap replacing the 2- and 4-door wall-track model as the top off-road package in the base Bronco lineup. We are adjusting the price of the Bronco Raptor to provide customers who prefer a 4-door with another high-performance vehicle option. The price applies to 2025 model year Bronco Raptor customers and orders and dealers inventory. With the wild track trim gone, the highest performance 4-door Bronco not named Raptor is $53,075, called the Badlands. 2-door V6 only strap edition starts at $77,630, about $4,400 less than the Raptor, which, geez Louise, again, you're paying nearly 6 figures for Ford SUV, which, again, I think the Bronco alone has had 14 recalls. It's almost impressive how terribly they're put together in terms of just almost unfathomable amount of recalls. Again, Ford said like 60 to 65 this year. That's insane. And even more insane is people keep buying them for some reason. Now, interestingly enough, one of the top comments is from Anthony, who says, quote, "So you can get a 4-door Wrangler for less than a 2-door Bronco. Fun fact, a base 2-door Wrangler was around $16,000 in 1999, which is about $32,000 when adjusted for inflation. 2025 base 2-door Wrangler is $31,000, and it comes with a lot of things you could not get or would get with luxury option in 1999. We also have B saying, no amount of pricing reduction is going to make the Raptor fenders not look like they were designed for STOVL aircraft. Hell, even the Sasquatch package fenders look like they produce quantifiable lift, but at least they could probably be swapped with standards somewhat easily, getting 3 likes. Which, a lot of people kind of debate the aesthetics. It's actually not a terrible looking Bronco in terms of taking an old vehicle, making it new, bringing it to bringing it up to date. I actually think they did infinitely better than Chevy when they did the Blazer, which the Blazer's terrible looking. I think actually they changed the Bronco enough from decades ago, and they modernized enough where it looks newer, refreshed, but still has enough of the original aesthetics to kind of make you get that nice little reminiscent feeling, and you get that nostalgia going. So I actually think aesthetically it's a pretty cool vehicle, and again, I love the fact you can get the stick shift. That's so rare these days. And but again, still the Raptor edition is still like $70,000-$80,000. I would never. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see the base price increasing. Thankfully, it's not tremendous amount of money in terms of the delta or price increase. Well, let me know. Do you think this will actually decrease the amount of sales this fiscal quarter? Do you think people will buy regardless? And then, even with all those recalls, would you buy a Raptor? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. And lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.